three short questions. One, does the hotel still exist in Sefard? The other one is, do you see a connection between this medieval architecture in Israel, in Sefard, in Jerusalem, and the medieval architecture here in Spain? And my third question is, what is the meaning for you, this that you pointed out in the documentary twice, that the people slept in the kitchen?
Las personas duerman en la cocina.
Okay, let's start with the first one. Yeah, the hotel still exists,
El
but
hotel todavía existe,
but it does not belong to our family.
pero no pertenece a nuestra familia.
And this is why I thought, when it was sold, that it's very important for me to have, this film done. It was sold, when was it sold? Yeah, about 13 years ago, something like this, 2012, something like this. Now, to your second question, you see, I think it was also hinted, explained in the film that, there are many places, different cultures in different places in Spain, in Italy, in Sfat, in Jerusalem, which has very similar feeling. And the hypothesis is that behind these places, and I showed, the alleys in different places in Venice, in Sfat, or the courtyards. Now, the reason for that is, although it might be different in form, it has a similar, substructure or patterns.
Okay, so
which repeat itself, and this is why you feel very much have a similar feeling when you go to, I don't know, Plaza Mayor in Madrid, or you go to San Marco in Venice, or you go to a square in Sfat. Okay, for this.
the idea of sleeping in the kitchen.
Yeah, well, I think the idea behind that was to show that, you see, today, modern architecture is very much to do with iconic architecture, with conceptual architecture, but not really emphasizes human architecture. And I think that the fact that, okay, besides they didn't have a lot of money and big apartments, but this is not the point. The point is that when there was a guest coming to a family, they put the bed in the kitchen, which was, the center of the apartment for the family. So it was really, in a way, showing, the sort of relationship between human architecture, I think, and, the social environment, or whatever you want to call it. But it's, I mean, it can't happen today, of course. And it was very unique. It was very nice.
En mi pueblo hay una frase que es, entró hasta la cocina, como el lugar más privado.
Monica is saying that Monica is over there. Now you see her.
Yes.
Okay. She's saying that in her country, which is Mexico, there is a saying that states that the person enter the house until the kitchen.
I see. Okay, nice.
Back to the
Wow.
kitchen.
So it, in a way, it emphasized the idea, right? Nice.
Other assistant here, attendants are saying that in Spain, there is the same saying.
So I think that the point is that there are universal issues, and it's not really related just to one place. I think it's very coherent now.
I really loved your film. I loved you replaying the girl in relationship to what you experienced or your memories of your grandmother. I thought that was really done, that reenactment of the places. I have a question about the music. So of course, I understand that what you're trying to do is to be really integrative of various world religions. And I wonder about the status of the church music, because on the one hand, this is very, so like invoking the godly, the transcendental, and yet, how a critic may say, are you using this music into an innocent way? Want to have a purely formalistic interpretation separated from the history of violence, so.
Let me tell you that the composer of this music
El compositor de
is
esta música,
Salamone Rossi. Salamone Rossi is a Jewish, I emphasize he is a Jewish composer who lived in Venice in the 15th century. And obviously, all the music at that time, even the Jewish, composer, were very much influenced by the church. But of course, I chose it because he's a Jewish composer. And if you listen to the words, the text is taken from the biblical, text also. But after saying all of that, you see, the whole part of, the insights that I wanted to say in the film is, there is very much, even if it is associated, this Jewish music with church music, it's okay with me. What I'm saying that although this is par excellence a Jewish music, a Jewish composer and music, the fact that it is associated also with church music, I think it's part of my, my intention in this in the film, that there are things which are universal. You see, let me explain you more. You see, the thing is, if I'm talking about architecture, when we say people from Jewish tradition, we go into a church or we go into Buddhist temple, we have a very special feeling, although it's not our culture, it's not our tradition. And when I was in Tzfa, I had some visitor coming from China. And of course, he was an architect, a dean of in the University in Beijing, and I took him to Yosef Karo Synagogue in Tzfat, which is amazing. It's really a very small, beautiful synagogue, and he was so touched emotionally. So, it was actually amazing. And this is actually this association or, between places which actually convey some spiritual feeling. And it's common to us as human beings and not, Jewish or Buddhist or Christians.
Entonces, I think we have enough questions here now. And thank you very much again for being here and being able to talk to us today. Thank you very much.
So, well, I want to thank you for your efforts. And let me tell you that if there is any other conference or event that happens, I will be happy to be present. This time the situation in Israel was difficult and I couldn't be in Spain. But obviously, hopefully now in the near future, if there is any other event somewhere, I will be very happy to present and continue, the discussions, etc. So thank you again. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Peppa. And I hope I see you again.
Thank you to you.
So. Okay.
Thank you very much. And it was very important, your film, to be shared here in Zamora, where great Kabbalists, Isaac Campanton and others, lived, and some of them probably were to suffer too. So thank you very much, Nili.
Thank you, Peppa. Thank you again, and hope to see you all again. Thank you.